Okay, we are live. I'm going on a few minutes early. The show is not actually starting. The main show is not starting until 10 minutes from now. But I'm gonna drop y'all for a minute so I have full screen for just a minute. So I'm not being mean, guys. Just hang in there. But I want to. This is my latest one. It's going out to Germany in the morning, and I'm gonna plug this in so you get a feel. A feel. You can't feel it. Can you feel it? I can feel it. So now I'm gonna have to adjust my camera. There you go. Now you can see my fat belly. This right here. You'll notice this little light right here that goes dim when I touch it, goes off. It's not hooked up to anything. That little light, this coil right here, this is what I'm using for amplification of your intention. Nobody else is doing it this way. I'm the first and only one adding this amplification to your intention. Just like prayer or meditation or anything else, when you're sending your intention out to the universe, this is amplifying it to give better and quicker results. So I've got this little light bulb here that's not connected to anything. I just have it taped on here. It's not connected. There's no electricity wired into that bulb, but yet it lights up because this coil is sending electricity through the air. It's called a Tesla coil. You've probably heard of it. And so I'm using that for amplification purposes. But that is my latest box. Now I'm doing one that's a lot beefed up. This is my least expensive model. This one has 5 knobs on it. It's got an input jack and an output jack. This is called an output. Some people call it a witness plate, and this is a stick plate. So I've got videos on how to use this, but this is, I cannot even begin to tell you how awesome this thing works. So there you go. If you're interested in that, it's www.drkelseywishmaker.com. I've got videos on it, describing it, and I'm really excited about it. And let's see, we've got this gal coming on here. We got 8 minutes, and I just want to talk about this a little bit. There we go. I don't know who else is on there. Let me get back up here. You got your volume off there. Got your mic muted.
You're streaming under your name and not under the Facebook.
But as long as it's streaming everywhere it's supposed to stream, is it?
Okay. No, it wasn't streaming on Abnormal Alabama. I shared it.
Check it again. It should be.
Let me double check.
I mean, I can shut it down and start over, but it should be streaming there. If not, I will start it over.
It is. I'm sorry. Yeah, it shows up now.
Okay. So it's fine. Yep, there it is. And let me make sure it's on YouTube as well. It should be good to go. Yep. Okay. In fact, I've got it on 2 different Facebook pages right now going. So anyway, I just wanted to start out with that, my Wishmaker machine. And let me make sure I add this. Hold on a second. All right, let's see if I've spelled that right. There we go. Now, in the few minutes we got left, I guess y'all saw me hook up the box and explain that. Here is the thing. I've got a background in radio. I'm a ham radio operator. KM4VKU is my call sign. I've had a lifetime interest in fact, the first radio I built when I was a kid was a crystal radio. And So anyway, I'd kind of known about these wishing machines. It was started by Dr. Abrams out of California, who was into radionics over 100 years ago. And he ended up, of course, dying. But later on, other people kind of picked it up. And so it's been kind of a fascinating thing. There's one person who I'm familiar with, somewhat of an acquaintance, but he has got his version of this Wishmaker box. He got a wishing machine is what it's typically called. And I thought, I want to create one. This last year, starting August 29th of last year in particular, because Alabama really screwed up weddings in our state, and I did a lot of weddings, and we did other events as well. But our world kind of started falling apart a year ago because of the laws that changed in Alabama, and then COVID, the virus, came in and finished everything off. That was the final nail in our coffin. And it's been a struggle. Everybody canceled, postponed, and it's been a long, miserable year. That and other things have gone on as well. Now, I decided August 1st, or right at the end of July, I thought, I'm going to put this together. So I had to order some components offline, and some of them started coming in, and I had the box there, and I just was laying it out to get the visual I wanted, how I wanted to lay it out as a prototype. Had not even connected anything. There was no wiring in the box. There was nothing except set some knobs on a box that I hadn't even painted. Within 3 days, I put it this way, the month of August has been nonstop, literally nonstop. When I decided to build a website, I decided I was going to put these things out for sale. And before I even had that first one completed, I sold one, and I don't know how the guy found me. I just completed the website. I put a little bit of information on Facebook, and this guy from Minnesota messages me through the website, says, hey, I found this and I want it, and how much would, if I pay the shipping, can you get it to me overnight? It's like, well, this was on a Friday afternoon. I haven't even built the box yet. But I got it to him. He did not quibble about price or anything. And then right after that, another person bought one off of eBay, because I thought, well, this may go somewhere. So I put one on eBay, and then I put one on my Etsy account, and that's it. Outside of posting those links on Facebook, and it's not like I have thousands of friends on Facebook. I don't connect with a lot of people on social media, but all that changed. Some very phenomenal things changed as far as work was concerned, and events and weddings. Been busy, and they all been socially distanced. They've all been safe weddings, if you will, and nonstop. And even today, booked another wedding. Unbelievable. Out of nowhere, I booked another wedding, and it may be a lot bigger than what I initially thought it was going to be. Hold on a second, and let me see. Right there, what do you got? Right there, what do you got? Okay. So there you go, folks. I'm looking for our friend Kevin, who's not here yet. I know that I sent him the link, but this is, let's see who I've got here. Waiting on Susie and Kevin to show up. My name is Kelsey. This is Abnormal Alabama. Even though I made a mistake, I'm actually streaming this under my personal name, and that don't really matter. The content is going to remain the same, and it's streaming the same places. So get over it. While I'm waiting on these other people, by the way, that's Catherine right there making funny faces. While I'm waiting on some other people to show up, where they are, I don't know. I do want to take a moment and talk about a couple of things. First of all, Dating the Dead is a book that I've been promoting, that I've wrote. I've got several books, almost 20 books on Amazon.com alone. I've also got books on Lulu.com. This one is a very interesting, fascinating book. If you go to datingthedead.com, You can learn a lot about that. There's no fiction involved in that. This was all stories, people claiming to have these interesting relationships with ghosts and a lot of inanimate objects. They, it's very interesting. That's all I can say. Let's see. This is what I wanted up here too. My haunted dolls. Yeah, that gets everything right there too. So waiting there. Oh, looky here. Look.
Well,
What's up, partner?
howdy.
Howdy there. Welcome.
If I'd have
to
known
the
it was
show.
going to be that kind of night.
And the gang's all here. The only one that's lacking so far is Miss Susie, Madam Z. And she's got the link. Did I share the link with her? I'm sure I did. She gave me a thumbs up on it. So she should be here in a minute. What's going on, Mr. Kevin?
Well, not much. Just work.
You?
Yeah, me. And rain all around here.
Well, you can
I
get
like
used
the
to it.
hat.
We're gonna have
I like
Yeah.
the hat.
yeah, he's out there. He's got a horse out there. He thinks he's a cowboy now.
Well, I do own a horse ranch, you know. So
So
Well, now hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, because let me go grab something. I have a hat too. I have a hat.
I think they're trying to tell me something.
I started something.
I got a pink one, but it's put up.
Okay, let's see what we got in the comments. Somebody help me. Let's see, Bonanza. Oh, there we go. Somebody said Bonanza. That sounds like something Carl would say.
Yes, it does.
So she's. Oh, wait a minute. You're gonna go get your hat. I'll have to go get mine. Where's Madam Z?
I think she froze.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Hold on. I gotta get my hat. You talk.
I'm not putting my hat on.
Talk. You have to put the pink hat on.
No, mine's put up in storage. I only bring it out when I need it. I got a fishing hat over here.
Oh, she's back with her hat. Uh-oh.
Is that bones on your hat?
All right.
Wow, look at him.
Okay. Get my camera adjusted here. So the only question
I'm gonna
is,
be the
I remember now. I think Madam Z had something. She's going to come in a little late tonight, I think. Okay. So Kevin, catch us up to date. What's going on in the world of haunted dolls?
Well, you know, just the same stuff here. Nothing new since my last spirit box session. You know, I never did tell her about, you know, she read Patty a month ago.
You're talking about Miss Bones?
Yeah, Miss Bones. She read Patty, you know, a month ago. And I never did tell her about the spirit box response that I got from Patty after that reading.
Do you have it? Can you play it?
Well, I can pull it up here from you. It's on YouTube, so I can pull it up here.
Or share the screen. You know how to share the screen.
Share it.
Yeah.
I need to get to the point where she says, you know.
You can do that before you share it.
Yeah.
We'll find something to talk about. Let's name the show. We're going to have to rename the show. It's going to be called Hats. Not
I'm
Cats.
having a bad
but
feed
Hats.
for some reason.
Oh.
What? Missed something.
She's having a bad feed.
Oh, okay. The first few minutes.
Okay. I broke down and got one.
That's probably a Bring it back.
There's some static, man.
What's on the other side of that hat?
Yeah.
What's on the other side of that hat? She's frozen. She is frozen in time. What's on the other side of that hat?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's an Alabama hat.
Oh, okay. I said, I don't want to get political now. You get me started, I won't shut
You
up.
know I'm not gonna wear no red hat. I had to put up with my dad wearing one all day. And
All right.
these guys stop him and they say, "I love your hat," and I turned around and I said, "I hate it."
Okay.
He looks
All
at him
right.
and says, "Children."
So we're gonna have Melissa's gonna come in another 10 minutes or so. You said, Lisa, you're kind of fuzzy. You're way. She looks like a ghost.
I'm having a real hard time hearing.
Yeah, there's some static.
Yeah, you got a bad connection because your face is all warped.
Actually,
you look
she
kind of
looks
evil.
great. She looks like she's in black and
Let me
white.
try.
And then
Let me try one other computer.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right. So tell us something, Kevin, cowboy.
Oh, I gotta let's see. I gotta tell you something. Okay, something. I gotta do the talking now.
You gotta say it right. You gotta tell me. I gotta do talking now.
I gotta do talking now. I'm looking at this Patty EVP video.
You getting that queued up?
Yeah, trying to find the little spot where she spoke.
The little spot. All right, we're having big fun here, folks. We're talking about rain. We probably got rain for the rest of the week because Marcos came in kind of a mild way and brought a lot of rain up this way. And now we got Laura that's possibly going to turn into a Category 3 hurricane.
Yeah.
And looking at the projected route, it looks like it's going to hit around Louisiana, Texas, and the Gulf. But once it hits land, it's supposed to just curve over our way. And most of it, according to projections, is supposed to be North Alabama. But even with that, we'll get a lot of wind and rain probably down here.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to have to mow any grass until next week sometime.
I want to ride down to the Gulf and video it.
Well, I can't tomorrow, that's for sure.
I can't either.
Yeah. I don't
so we've got
and my hat says "Yum" on it.
Okay, that's a black hat. She had on a mega hat.
I did not have on no MAGA hat.
All right, let's see. I got Lisa's trying to get connected here. Let's see what she's saying. They're having a storm out there, and the internet. She thinks it's messing with her internet. She's trying to get things straight, so she'll be with us here in a minute. So you did when did you do this session with Patty that you got something that connected with? It must have connected with the reading that she did.
Yeah, this was a month ago when this happened. I'm trying to find the spot where she gives her answer. It's so quick that I don't remember what point of the video where it happened.
Well, take your time.
Having to let it kind of play. I don't want to turn the sound on. Luckily, I've got it subtitled at that point, so I can just see it when it comes on the screen.
Okay. So you just picked up another doll somewhere. Are you getting hooked on a flea market down in Sylacauga or something?
No, I didn't pick. Oh, the doll I got this past
couple of days ago.
Past Saturday. Yeah. That one, I don't know if that's haunted or not. Somebody.
I missed one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out there on Creepy Dolls, and there's Lisa.
That looks better. Yeah, a while ago, your face was like all blurred.
And she looked black and white, except for everything was color except her face. It looked black and white.
No. So it's all good now. So he's trying to queue up on his computer where during that session, that spirit box ties in with the reading you gave.
I think I found it. I'm gonna stop it here.
Now, Melissa just joined us, so hang in there, Melissa. We're doing something, and then we're going to let Atalanta Moonfire give you a reading.
I do have 2 other dolls right over here.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Okay. I only heard part of it. I missed part of it. So the spirit box tied in with the reading that I gave him?
Yes. Yeah, that's what he's trying to queue up now to share on screen with us.
Yeah, I'm going to do a share here.
That means that, share it, man. So, Melissa, can you hear us? Okay, you got to get your hat. Melissa, you got to get your hat.
Oh. Oh, you're talking to Melissa. Now, tell me again how to share on here.
Down at the bottom, it'll say share screen.
Share, there it is.
Do you need to borrow my glasses?
Oh, you know what? I'm not even wearing my glasses. There we go.
All right. So follow directions. Make sure that on the second screen, it'll be down at the bottom, say share audio. Make sure you click that button.
Okay, and share audio.
And then are you using Chrome?
Yeah.
So you click on that side there, and then you know how to do it from there.
Yeah, I've got it here. Let's see here.
All right, everybody get ready to hear.
Anything you want to tell the world, Patty? Anything you want to tell the world, Patty? All right, I don't know if you can hear it. I'm asking her, is there anything you want to tell the world, Patty? And she comes out of the spirit box and says, I'm enjoying it. And the reading that you did with the bones, you said that she had something to tell the world. And so I should, light the candle and put a little piece of candy out there, all that stuff. I did that. And then got rid of the candy after a few days, and then did that spirit box a few days later. And then you asked, is there anything you want to tell the world? She says, I'm enjoying it. And then later on, you hear her say, enjoy it again. So it's almost like,
cool. I'm so glad.
Yeah, it's almost like during this dark, bleak time, she's saying, just enjoy it. Don't, be afraid is what I felt like.
I've been trying to tell you, just relax, man.
Well, I'll just take a nap, man. I'll have to take my hat off to do that.
I want y'all to look at this. I'm gonna bring. Look here. She's got her hat too.
I found my hat.
Is that a witch's hat?
It
is.
So is your new screen name Melissa the Witch or what?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness. Well, good to see you.
Good to see you, all of you.
Welcome to the insane abnormal world.
Yes.
And Kevin started the hat thing. He came out with his hat, so
I started it.
At least Atalanta had to go get her hat, so I had to go get my hat, and then kind of went from there, and it's become hat night.
Hello, David. That was not a Carl comment. That was a David Merlin comment.
All right.
Bonanza.
In the center of the screen there, we've got Kevin Kane. He's with myhauntedDolls.com. And he's got a YouTube channel, and he does all kind of insanity and whatnot, just like the rest of us. And he's written a lot of books. And in fact, like that one right there.
Yes.
The whole thing. I got too big a picture there, but that's my favorite, one of my favorites of his books. So look him up, Kevin Kane. We are starving artists. We need all the money we can get. Plus, my stomach has been shrinking, and I can't afford to buy any smaller clothes.
I did notice you look good in that shirt tonight.
Oh, you like that? Oh, wait a minute. I found a picture. Look at that guy. Who's that? All right. Now, right over there was Catherine, and she's part of the Abnormal Alabama team. And then down here is Atalanta. What's the last name? Firestarter? She's not listening. Moonfire, Atalanta. Hello. So her website, I think I've got somewhere. But
I tried to move closer to the router, but it didn't.
Oh, there you go. Wait a minute. She just messaged me and she said my feet is bad. What's wrong with your feet?
Her feet is bad.
I think she meant feed, but it says feet. She says, my feet. And I can't hear what you're saying. See?
Hello?
There you are.
My
I'm not
feet
hearing
is
you.
bad. See? How does your feet affect your hearing? She's having a hard time. They're having a storm over there in Atlanta, I believe, in her area. And yeah, I understand you can't hear. So if you can't hear, you're not going to be able to give Melissa a reading right now.
Uh-oh.
Have you say something, Atlanta? She can't hear us.
Can you hear anybody, Lisa?
Catherine messaged her.
Okay. I'll have to see if I can find her.
She's not muted, is she? No. Wow, what was that?
My
What's her-
dog.
Okay.
Really?
She's correcting herself. Okay. She can't hear us. That's not
Yeah,
good.
that's right.
Lay down.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do this through messaging now.
Oh, she's calling me. Just a minute. Hey, hello?
She can't hear us at all.
We can't hear her either.
I can't.
We can hear you.
Melissa, can you put her on speakerphone?
Can't hear you at all. I can't. Not even a little
Can
bit.
she hear us over your speakers?
I went to be closer to the router. To the living room to be closer to the router. And it didn't work.
Still don't work.
And it didn't work.
Okay, why don't tell her to try to disconnect and reconnect?
He said try to disconnect and reconnect. Okay.
Just
Okay, I'll
log
do
in.
it right now.
Just give that a shot. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Melissa, what's been going on in your world?
Work.
Work. What do you do?
I'm a certified medical assistant.
Okay. Well, you're never going to run out of work.
No, I work in a really big surgery center in
Yeah.
orthopedics, which is bones.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Oh my goodness. So do you do any readings yourself?
I do, but I'm still learning, so I'm not as confident as, say, Atalanta is.
So you're still a novice.
Yes, I'm still a novice.
Okay. Well, we all have to start somewhere, right?
right. She's taught me everything I know, so I'm still getting familiar with all the pieces and
It's just constant learning. That's what it basically
All
is.
right. Update, Melissa, update everybody as to how you and I know each other.
well, Kelsey and I know each other because on November 11th of 2000, what was that? 2011? No, so November 12th of 2011, Kelsey married me to my ex-husband in Huntsville, Alabama, at the Botanical Gardens. Beautiful ceremony, beautiful wedding. Just
Yeah.
didn't last.
Well, it was a beautiful bride and an ugly groom. What can you say? So, have you said you remarried?
No, I'm not married.
Okay.
No.
So you're through with marriage.
I don't know if I would do it again. I might,
Yeah.
but right now I'm dating, so that's the extent of it.
Okay. Now we're gonna try Atalanta. She's there, but she's not. There she is. Can you hear us now? I sound like a cell phone advertisement. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? No, she's.
I hear you better. I hear you better.
You sound good. So we're gonna back
Now
out.
it's cutting out again.
Okay, we're gonna back out and let you stumble through your reading with Melissa. Okay. So you just work. It'll be between y'all two to hear each other. Okay.
Okay,
So,
you ready?
Yeah, Kevin, you can chew your tobacco now, Kevin.
Okay. Melissa, shake your head if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, because I can't hear you. So I'm gonna do a general. I'm gonna do a general for you. So it's gonna take me just a second. I have to cleanse the bones. Okay. So I have your permission to do this, right? And act on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So it shows that something you've been working on is going to come to fruition. It's going to come to like an end in a good way. It shows that you're a leader, that you're stubborn. You don't need to be so stubborn whenever this happens, whenever this comes to fruition, and that maybe later on it's going to reveal to us what's it regarding. Let's look at your kids. As far as your kids are concerned, it shows stubbornness again. It shows courage and wisdom. A lot of endurance, that you've endured a lot with them. Your ancestors are watching over you and your kids.
I think you froze, Lisa.
Let me see what else we have. We've got something that's coming up that's going to be a little bit dark in your life. It's going to be a little bit dark, something that's going to frustrate you regarding work. It's regarding something new with you're going to land on your feet though, because the cat foot bone is upright. So you're going to land on your feet and everything's going to be good with that. You're very loyal. Let me see if I can. Oh, and you're very lucky. You've got the black cat bone, which is in the center, and that means that your whole life in general is very lucky. And things that you do are you've got a lot of luck. It's like it's the best bone you could get in the whole set. So that's real good because it's in the center, and that means it's moving outward to all aspects of your life. Regarding home and hearth, there's some things that are a little bit foggy there, some things that are questionable there as far as like what you want to do regarding your home and hearth. That's your living situation. But the triple goddess is watching over you, and something really huge is going to happen regarding that. Let me see. And within the next 3 months, you're going to have something going on regarding home and hearth that's like a really big deal. Let me see what else we have. As far as work is concerned, I already told you that you've got something coming up with work. Other than that, work is stable. Don't be on the defensive whenever that situation happens, that little conflict happens. Don't be on the defensive about it. Just kind of go with the flow. You'll be given choices, and it shows that you're going to gain a whole lot of success in the choices that you make, that you achieve all of your goals, and you never give up on any kind of a project that you have, that you're very motivated. And if you want something, you're going to get it. You're going to get it done. The Black Widow spider is exposing herself, and basically that's a very it's a feminine sexual energy that's kind of like you're pretty, so you kind of get what you want. So it's like it's a female sexual energy that gives off, you get your way, but not in a bad way. It's in a good way. Let me see what else we have here. You've got good communication. As far as communication is concerned, you're very good at communicating exactly what you want, exactly what you need. Finances. Let me look for finances. Okay, it looks like finances are going to be really good. The goddess is watching over you. It's in the bracelet, which is like a huge deal in your life. So your finances are literally in the middle of the bracelet, and the goddess is watching over you with your finances. You're going to have new opportunities regarding your finances. You need to kind of come out from under your shell and expose yourself a little bit. And if something is offered to you, maybe look into it a little bit, because the opportunities are going to be there regarding your finances in a very positive light. Love and romance. Let me look for the love bone. Are you?
No.
Just as she was getting to the good part.
I know, right?
Let's
I
welcome.
needed to know.
Well, welcome this young lady. I'm looking at the back of her head now.
Oh yeah, hey.
Madam Z. While we're waiting to see if
There
somebody
she is, Susie.
Hey everyone.
somebody message Atalanta and let her know that she's not streaming, please.
I got it.
And while you're doing that, I want to. Here we go. This lady here, Magic, Transformation, and Empowerment, Madam Z. And I believe your website is madamz.com. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, it sure is.
She does a variety of things, and just like there's Lisa, she came back. Okay, so Madam Z, you and I are going to drop out and let them continue.
Can't hear. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
There you are.
There you are. Okay.
Can you hear? I'm having an
I can hear
awful
you.
time with the feed. Did you hear what I was talking about as far as love?
No, you
Shake your head.
stopped.
Yeah, as soon as you got to love and romance, you were gone. She did not hear any of that. Can you hear me?
Okay, as far as love is concerned,
Do-
do a thumbs up
do-
if you can hear me.
Start over with love and romance.
As far as love, I hope you can hear me. As far as love is concerned, everything is running smoothly. There's good communication there. We've got transitions that are happening as far as love is concerned, and it's in abundance. So let me see. I wish I could hear you. Do you have any questions that I can look at?
Can you hear me?
Can you not hear her?
I can now a
Melissa-
little bit.
Okay, so I was wondering if you think
You're
that the
cutting in
finance.
and out.
Look at your phone.
I've got a suggestion. Message her your question and she can answer.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
A new job? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's going to be a new job.
Okay.
Just text it to me and I'll be able to. I think that's what it is. I think you're going to be presented a new job because it shows new opportunities. It's right in the middle of the bracelet. It shows that you need to kind of step out of your comfort zone and step out of your shell and pay attention to the new opportunities that are going to be presented before you. Yeah, you definitely need to look. You definitely need to look. I think that that's going to be in your best interest. Do you have any other questions as far as what I read for you? The love, okay, the love is, your love bone is right next to where it's running smoothly. So love is good, and it shows good communication near the love bone. So, so that's all positive. It also has out with the old, in with the new, which means out with the old relationships, in with new relationships. So that's something you need to pay attention to. I think that's a positive thing, you know, in light of things that have recent events. Do you have any other questions about what I've already read to you? I'm kind of watching my phone so that way I can. You good? Okay. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
There is your book.
At least we got the reading done.
Yeah. So that is Atalanta Moonfire. And there is her new book, Throwing the Bones. It's a very good book. It's I did get your the copy you sent me, by the way, if you can hear me. And it's right here. And no, I have not got your copy of my book sent out yet. I've got very busy. So I'll get that to you. But thank you for getting that book to me. And I just want to put that out there. I believe your website is AtalantaMoonfire.com. Is that correct? Anybody?
Yep.
All
That's
right.
correct.
This here,
AtalantaMoonfire.com.
there you go. All right. So right here is this lady who has been with us before. And hold on a second. And it's Madam Z. I introduced her a while ago, and we got a false start. But the gang is all here. Kevin muted his mic because he's chewing tobacco over there.
I was not.
He's dipping
Were we
snuff.
supposed to wear hats? No one told me we're supposed to wear hats today.
You got time to go get
Oh,
your hat.
happened so fast.
This is hat night. You got time to go get your hat.
I started by accident.
It was Kevin's fault. He came out with this 10-gallon hat on his head. as if his head wasn't big enough to begin
I
with.
took mine off.
That won't even fit in the
The
screen.
size of that melon over there.
Who are you pointing at, Kevin?
You.
Just grabbed mine real quick and we went with it.
Melissa's got on her witch's hat, and
Yeah.
Lisa's Atalanta's got on her bone hat,
Yeah.
and yeah, Madam Z's just going to ignore the hat. She's not going to go get her hat.
I'll go get one when
She don't
someone
want
else.
to muss up her hair.
I'm gonna go get one. I'll see if I can find one.
Well, Lisa Atalanta just did a bone reading for Miss Melissa, and I understand that you both were going to do a reading for her tonight.
Sure. If you want me to.
That's up
Yeah.
to you.
Suppose.
I'm just providing the venue.
I would love to. I didn't get to last time, and I haven't had a reading from you in what? How many years?
How long have it been? 5 years or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
It is now 7:36. This is Abnormal Alabama. There is Kevin Kane in his 10-gallon hat. Here's my hat that I sat on too many times. That's Melissa over there, and she was a former bride of mine going back to 2011.
Bride.
Yeah, I married her to her.
He married me to Mac.
I officiated over her wedding. And it ended in a divorce because she would not admit she was a witch back then. See, it doesn't pay to be dishonest. You're putting on a fraud. So anyway, good to see you. And she surprised the heck out of me. You know, Botanical Gardens, Huntsville, Alabama. Was that November the 12th?
Yes.
So the busiest day ever I had in weddings was the day
The 11th.
before. 11/11/11. Everybody wanted to get married. I started out at an apartment complex in Huntsville, and just as the sun was coming up, drove all the way to Knoxville, Tennessee, and married a couple up in that Needle downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stopped at people's front porches all the way through East Tennessee, coming back to Alabama, marrying people on their front porch.
Nice. That's the way they used to do it. back then.
Everybody wanted to date 11/11/11. So your problem was you got married a day late.
Well, we were actually going to do the 11th, and we had that scheduled with you. But my son, I don't know if you'll remember this, but my son was in the Marine Corps, and it was Marine Corps birthday. He couldn't get down on time, and so he walked me down the aisle, and so therefore we waited one more day.
One more day, yeah. But we got you married, and it lasted for however long it lasted. So
You married her. You went through the marriage with her, and me and Lisa went through the divorce with her.
there you go.
That's right.
So with us, she's got the Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we hope this is a new Alpha for you. How's that?
Yeah, that would be good.
There you go. It's been a wicked year for us this year, and I never say it could have been worse because every time I say it could be worse, it gets worse. So
Don't say that.
I'm not. But I started out this show tonight a little bit early talking about my Wishmaker machine, and I'm going to be promoting the heck out of that. So bear with me. I don't know, Melissa, have you heard about my wishing machine?
No.
Huh?
No, I have not.
Okay, you're about to. Okay.
I want one. I want one.
So my world started falling apart as of August 29th of 2019 when Alabama changed their marriage laws. Okay. So I was no longer, my role did not serve the same purpose that it used to serve. And people changed the way they did weddings starting back then in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know, this virus comes along and everybody cancels and postpones all the events. I mean, they didn't even have any paranormal events this year. So everything got put off. So that really put things in a crunch for me and a lot of other people. And then there's other issues that were taking place. I had a wedding in Mississippi on August 1st this month. And about that time, out of desperation, I thought, I'm into radio. Okay, I have been. I'm a ham radio operator. KM4BKU is my call sign. I've been in electronics as a hobby since I was a kid. The first radio I built was a crystal radio when I was a teenager. Anyway, the bottom line is I have a basic understanding. This is why I like what you guys do, because it's all about energy. And if you understand energy, you understand how the universe works, because we're all connected to everything out here. Okay. And, you know, the shamans and the indigenous people, they would pay homage to trees and rocks and everything else, because as far as they're concerned, everything had energy and had a certain type of life to it. We're all connected to it. Bottom line is, I was familiar with a wishing machine. And I thought, I'm going to build a wishing machine. Now, there is somebody else that builds these, but I have to do it my way. My product is unique. So right before August 1st, I ordered the components to build my wishing machine. And then I was going to have to go to Mississippi to do a wedding. So I got the components in, and then I went and did the wedding. I came back on a Sunday, and I didn't build it. I just put the box there, and I was working on a prototype, and I didn't have anything wired or connected or anything else. Within 3 days, without even having this thing completed, my world changed. I started out August with 2 more canceled weddings, nothing happening, but guess what? The bill still came in, right? It wasn't like the bill collectors called and said, we're going to give you a break this month. Bottom line is, within 3 days of having not even completed this, just sitting there with nothing connected, it's been nonstop. Just the phone ringing. I mean, really, I just booked another wedding today. Unbelievable. And then on a personal level, something else happened of some needs I had that all of a sudden came just bam, right there. And so in the short period of time, this just came together. Even before I completed it, I put a website up. I thought, I'm going to build a website about the wishing machine. Within 2 days of putting this website up, and no way to even purchase this, I just had a website about the wishing machine. A guy from Minnesota gets a hold of me and says, if I pay for overnight shipping, can you get me the wishing machine? I don't know how he found my website. I hadn't done any SEO or marketing or anything else. So he bought one from me, and I spent all night Friday night, even though I had a wedding that Saturday morning, and I built his wishing machine to get it off in the mail to him because he wanted it right then. Well, so immediately that weekend, I went ahead and put one on eBay and one on Etsy. Within a couple of days after that, a guy from Germany buys one off of eBay. And then within 2 days of that, a guy from Germany bought one off of Etsy. Then tomorrow, this one's going to California. I haven't done any marketing.
That's
So
great.
this is phenomenal. I want to demonstrate real quick, and I'm sorry, I'm fascinated with this.
I know. I saw it and I was like, I want one of those.
I'm the only one that has added this component here to my wishing machine. Okay, and first of all, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to have to move my camera because my cord's not very long.
While you're doing that, Kelsey, I just want to put a bug in your ear. Lisa's internet went down and she's trying to get back on.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
So
sir.
now, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, you see, ignore the blue lights. Over here, you see this little light right here?
Uh-huh.
That light is just taped on here. It's not connected to anything. It's not wired into anything. That wire is just taped on there. So it's getting electricity and it's lighting up. You see when I touch it, it goes off. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That light bulb is getting lit up because this device is sending electricity through the air. It's sending energy through the air. So I'm using this to amplify your intentions. I call it the law of attraction on steroids. Okay? So this is known as a Tesla coil, if you've ever heard of a Tesla coil. Now, this is just my small version of this box. This machine, it works. I can't even begin to tell you. But on this side, you put your intention, something that represents your intention. Well, what do most people want? Money, right? So you take and you put some money on this side, okay? And that money came from this wishing box, this wishing machine. But anyway, that's what I want. So I put the money there, and then I put something that represents me. Well, there's my business card. That could work. That represents me. This is called a stick plate. So I can't do this while I'm holding it very well, but I'll kind of demonstrate what it does. These are 5 knobs. They're all turned to the left. I'll rub my finger across here like this. And as I'm doing that, I'm turning this knob slowly to the right. At some point, that finger is going to start sticking. It's going to get, you'll feel some friction. As soon as you feel friction, you stop turning that knob and you go to the next one. You do that with all 5 knobs. And then you leave whatever your intention, whatever represents your intention there, and you move what represents you or where you want the intention to go to the other side, and you just leave it alone. Set it on the corner of your desk, set it in a closet, whatever, and just leave it alone. Average time is 2 to 3 days before you get results. Okay? With a Tesla coil on there, it may work faster, but you know, I wrote a manual on good instructions on how to use this. In other words, don't expect to say, I want to win the lottery. Or don't expect to say, I want to fly. Because you got to be practical. You're not going to grow wings and fly. Okay, let's get real. But if you say, I want to go to Jamaica or I want a vacation, that the opportunity is going to come to you for that to happen. Joshua bought one. He paid $300 for, and he got it. And he said, well, what do I want to wish for? And he thought, well, I want to wish to get my $300 back. Within 3 days, he gets a phone call for somebody that wants him to do a 40-minute presentation speech to a group of business people, and it paid $300. Wow. So it gives you that opportunity. It's not going to magically put money in your lap. It's going to give you the opportunity to get that money or whatever it is you're looking for. It's like a prayer. If Kevin will vouch for this, he's a Christian. He believes in prayer. He'll close his eyes. He'll bow his head, and he'll say, Dear God, my dad's sick or whatever. He'll put out his intention to his God. And he expects those results. He in his life have experienced positive things to come from his prayers. So he believes in those prayers. So you could look at this as a prayer enhancer. If God is out in the universe, this is helping you to, it's like getting on Facebook and say, everybody pray for me. It's empowering that because it's all about energy. Would you say that God is energy, Kevin?
Yeah, he's the ultimate energy, I believe.
Yeah. So if you can close your eyes and non-verbally send out your intentions to God, that's a form of telepathy. Okay? So you're able to communicate with God without saying a word.
Yeah.
And you know, he'll respond. He may not respond in the way you want him to, you know. And that's the way it is with this, except it doesn't matter what your belief system is. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in anything. The actual name for this is called radionics. And it was developed by Dr. Abrams over 100 years ago out in California. And I've taken it to a new level. I'm even building a bigger one now. But these are on my website. You see my website there, drkelseyWishmaker.com. I've got videos about it. I've got a lot of blogs I've written about it. I'm excited to turn my life around. And this is the 25th of August. So in 3 weeks, my wife did a 180. And the box started out just as a prototype. And it's just been nonstop. And I mean, ask Kevin. He's been along this ride. He knows I was sweating. I had some serious problems. So I'm sold on it. So there is my, sorry, but that's my sales pitch on on the wishing machine. There's a picture of it there. So there's already 2 of them in Germany. And I haven't done any marketing except I don't even have 1,000 friends on Facebook. I don't collect friends like that, you know. So it's not like I've done massive marketing with this thing. But the word got out, it just came, and it's been working. So just as much as Kevin believes in prayer and in the Holy Spirit and those kind of connections, I believe in this wishing machine. It works. Whether it's a God it's connected to or it's just the universe it's connected to, it doesn't matter to me. But there it is. Okay, sorry, I had to go through that spiel. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
I think
it's awesome.
cool.
Yeah. Okay, now I believe that Miss. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't promote Kevin. I got to do that. Kevin's my sidekick. And when I say sidekick, I mean it seriously now. We got our hats on.
$100.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, creepy ones this time.
Where did you get those girls?
They came from Shropshire, England.
I love
Shropshire,
them.
England.
And
Those
they
are my favorite ones so far.
have a very creepy story.
So let's let Madam Z, are you ready to do a reading for Miss Melissa?
Yeah.
We're going to back out of here. And Kevin, you get ready when they're through and tell us the story behind those 2 dogs. Can we
Hey,
do that?
Kelsey, Lisa can't get on at all. I guess because the storm. She said she's so sorry. She hopes you're not upset with her.
I know people don't like me, Melissa. I'm used to it. That's okay. No, I understand. Look at that. Look at that guy. Kevin and I are going to go on the road as a comedy routine and try to make money that way.
Take the dolls with you, right?
All right. So we're going to back out of here, and Madam Z is going to do this reading. Let me get rid of that big-headed guy right there. Oop, he's gone.
All right. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Busy. Busy,
Good.
crazy busy. So do
Always
you have
good.
a specific question? Or do you just want a general reading and see what comes up? Or what's going on with you?
I did a general with Atalanta, and so I'm wondering if you could be like more in depth on a relationship.
Relationship.
Kind of have brewing.
Is there anything specific about the relationship or just a general reading around it and see what comes up?
Yeah, just a general reading around it.
Okay.
I just want to see how it's
And what's his name?
Michael.
Michael. Okay. So tune into Michael and your energy. All right, let me cut the cards and see what comes up. Oh. So we have the Four of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Fool, which is good. So the Four of Wands, did you guys recently have, here's the Four of Wands. I need to show my cards more, I guess.
Okay.
So did you recently have a gathering or like a party or a celebration or something where y'all got together? It seems like you guys are hanging out together a lot, celebrating.
Yeah, we've been hanging out. We went on a day of fun and
Mhm.
cookouts and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people around you with this celebration. So,
Um,
yeah.
that was trying to think. We haven't really, well, maybe we went out to a restaurant, but um we haven't been around a lot of people.
Okay. For me, a lot of people right now was like around 4 to 6 people.
Right?
So it's
Okay,
not what it
that's
used
true.
to be.
Then
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. It's not like, for me, it's not the big party anymore like it used to be, but it's about 4 to 6 people, kind of like,
Yeah.
good. Y'all had a good time together, for
Mhm.
sure. Does he have any children?
Yes, he has two.
He has just a boy. Do you have a boy?
Two boys,
2 boys. Okay.
21
One,
and 14.
I'm sorry, what?
21 and 14.
Yeah, the 14-year-old is the one that's coming up in the reading. He's having a little bit of problems with him. They're trying to figure out I hate to say it like this, but kind of trying to figure out what direction he wants to go into, what he wants to do, because he's kind of at that age where he's trying to plan. He's
Mhm.
he's a smart ass.
You sure you're not talking about my son?
It may be, I don't know, but there's someone in here that he's
He's
just
too.
maybe, but he's a little bit. It may be him. Let's see. I like this reading though. It's good. So he's kind of in the middle. Do you feel either it's his son or whoever it is kind of getting in the middle of your guys' relationship to move forward?
Mm. Well, I finally met his son. I've known this man for over a year, and we've
Mhm.
kind of dated off and on. And this time it's been uh, more along the lines of a relationship. I finally met his son. His son is the sweetest, nicest boy you could ever meet. Um, Overheard a conversation. He really likes me.
Mhm.
So, but Xander,
Maybe it's Xander
very,
that's coming up.
Xander is very protective of mom. I have not introduced him to them yet.
Mhm.
Just going really slow with all that. And, um, but
Yeah.
Xander's made a couple comments like he thinks I need to be a single old hag and stay home with him.
Yeah, he's very protective, like you said before, especially he's taking this protection stance.
Uh-huh.
And he's very much, he's going to be a block that you need to move past, but so you guys can come together. I mean, he's going to be that hurdle, right? So
Okay.
you guys can come together, because in the future we have the Fool card, which is a good card to get, which is about starting over, throwing caution to the wind, a new development, a new relationship. 0 is kind of like a blank slate. But with the Page of Swords, this person is protecting you and standing there in between, like your happiness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he's done that a lot.
Oh, yeah. But we have the World card, we got 2 major Arcana cards. So this is a really good sign that things will turn around for you, especially in this relationship. But the main issue that I'm coming up with is the Page of Swords.
Yeah.
He's very much, I mean, the look on his face is just like, no.
That sounds like him.
Yeah. and it's not very inviting. I mean, I see him just standing there at the door like, no, you're not coming in, kind of thing.
You have any, no, how do I say, ideas on how maybe I could smooth that? Because Xander's always been this way since I divorced. He thinks he has to take care of me and anyone in my life, even my friends, unless he's known people forever, like you guys. He doesn't even need to have new friends. He's very, oh, I don't like her, or, you know, he's like this in every relationship I have.
Yeah.
How to move him past this little, you know, hurdle that he thinks, like, he doesn't realize I'm a big girl and I can handle myself. He thinks he has to do it.
Let's see how you can move forward. Oh my God. His problem, and I hate to say like his problem, but you know me, I'm not straightforward. His problem is he has to be the center of attention all the time.
Yes. You're talking about my son.
This is the star card. He's like, no, all need to be on me.
Yeah.
And if it's not, he will destroy the things around you.
Yes. He does.
You still, in order to smooth that over and still keep him feeling like he's the center of attention, and I don't have any children, so I don't I can't advise you on what to do with a child like that, but it's almost like, if you, let me pull some cards, if you make him feel like he is the center of everything, then he will be fine. If you give him, like, even though it doesn't really make any sense and it doesn't really matter what he thinks, if you make him feel like he has a decision in the relationship, then it's kind of like, okay. So if you ask him, how do you feel about this? What's your opinion on this? Why don't you like him? How about if we include you in this? How do you feel about this? And it's kind of sucks, though, because it makes him, you don't want him to have all that control, right?
Exactly. And like, we've been trying to get the boys together, you know, so we were going to take them kayaking or, you know, something fun that, you know, they could just meet and hang out. They're like 3 or 4 months apart.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't want to go. And I'm like, why? He's a really nice boy. And he goes, I don't like nice boys. And I mean, it's like, I can't win, you know? And I'm like, Xander, you've got to give people a chance. And yeah.
Yeah, he has a, he pulls you in a, especially with this card, he pulls you in a lot of different directions.
Mm. Yeah.
Right. And it's very exhausting for you.
Yeah.
As far as you feel like you're giving to him all the time, because he has to have that, be that star. He has to be the center of attention.
He is a Leo.
Do you, here's the thing, do you give him stuff so he will not like fight and bicker and carry stuff? Do you buy him stuff?
I think where you're getting that is like, okay, so, you know, obviously I have 5 children, and I was much younger when I had them. And as time has progressed, you know, I'm 48 years old now, and not that I've ever not been thrilled to be any of their mothers. You know, it's gotten to the point where I'm kind of tired. You know, I'm tired of the bickering. I'm tired of the arguing. I'm just tired. So I tell, you know, he'll nag until he gets his way.
Right.
And that's what he does. He'll sit there and, you know, just, mama, please, mama, please, mama, please, you know, until I just say, fine, whatever, just so he'll stop the harassment, you know. And that's, you know, I don't like go out and spoil him all the time, but that's, I think, what you mean, because I really give in way too much, and I try not to, but it's so hard.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fighting and bickering going on. The 5 of Wands is about, like, 5s are always about upheaval, and 5s are always about where it's just not a good kind of energy, combative kind of energy with that. And this is you just sitting there like, what the hell ever. Right?
That's pretty much, yeah.
And then he's causing all this fighting and bickering, but he's causing fighting and bickering not only with you, but other people.
Yeah. His siblings and
The family.
school. Yep.
So that's the only thing that I see that's going to be an issue in this relationship. He's coming up. He needs to. I'm going to tell him what is it? Telepathically that he needs to stop being in this reading. This reading is not supposed to be about him. So he has to be the star. So he has to come into everybody's reading, and we're like, no,
he's
that's
asleep, and he still has to be the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track about the love reading, because I'm like, good Lord, who is this child causing chaos?
You remember her.
I mean, God, this is like you trying to keep all of it together.
Mm-hmm.
And just chaotic kind of energy. All right, let's shuffle some more. Get back on track. We'll send Xander his own way. It's funny how when you do a reading, people ask a specific question, right? But the universe is like, no, we're not going to answer that question. This is what you need to know.
Yeah.
Right? In order for that relationship to come to fruition. Right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like the universe is like, you're not going to have a positive relationship unless you take care of this situation first.
Which I can see that, and it boggles my mind because I try to, spend time alone with him and, hey, come with me. Let's take the dog for a walk. Any little thing just to, kind of reach out and bond with him so that when we're alone, I'll watch movies with him and things like that. So he still feels like he's special to me, of course.
Right.
And then it doesn't matter. He'll turn around and do it again.
Aww. Yeah, this is better. So we got the Lovers card for you too. So that's always great.
Yay.
And then we have the Hierophant. So are you struggling a little bit because he's a little bit, what do I want to say? He's a little bit, oh my God, why do I want to say orthodox? But he's not really orthodox. He's kind of traditional is the word I want to say. He's a little bit traditional. Have you come out to him that you're a witch?
Do what?
Have you told him that you're a witch or a pagan or anything?
Yeah, I've told him.
Okay. And how do you think that?
He feels that everybody has the right to choose their own path, but he did grow up Catholic.
Yeah.
So
he still has that whole Catholic kind of dogma. He likes the whole traditional. The Hierophant is about someone or the society that is very traditional, right? Usually with the Hierophant, you have the picture of the Pope and then the people in the pews kind of asking for answers. So he does have a very traditional background, and that's the only thing that I can see that might clash with you guys, because he's worried about that, especially with the Four of Cups and the Hierophant. That's what he's mainly worried about, is the difference between the backgrounds. Because he's not as open as you are.
I can see that.
That's the only thing. Sorry, what?
No, I can see that.
Yeah. So he's just worried about how it's going to play out, how it's going to mesh, coming from different backgrounds. Does he still go to church?
No, not to my knowledge.
I think it's going to be good for him. Because we have the Temperance and the Star card. We got 1, 2, 3, 3 major arcana cards, so that's good. So you're going to bring more balance into his life, for sure, and get him to live and think outside the box and not be so. I feel like he's very by the book. and it needs to not be so much by the book. It needs to more go with the flow kind of thing. What sign is he?
He's
You
a
know?
Scorpio.
He's a Scorpio just like you?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Why do you think I got the Lover's card?
Oh, Lord. Yeah. So it's going to be good if you can get Xander to not interfere so much. He does adore you. I mean, the star card, he's just like, it's almost like he's never dated anyone like you before. Very unique. How's his finances though?
His finances are good. He's in the process of looking for a house right now, and he works with a union. I mean, he's pretty on things.
I feel like with the Five of Pentacles, there's going to come a period where he's going to be the money's not going to be flowing in as much as it was. He's going to be spending a little bit more than he usually does. So he's going to be a little bit more he's going to be more financially aware than what he was before, because he has to rein some of his spending in, because he's going to go for a period of time where it's a slow growth, right?
Yeah. Well, and that could be with, buying a home. You kind of spend a lot, I think, getting started, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear he adores me.
Yeah, he does. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me pull an angel card, a romance card. So yeah, don't get any cards that say like heartache, or any cards about don't do this, stop, take your time, any bad feelings or betrayal or keeping of secrets or anything. The main problem is just the difference between your backgrounds, and he just needs to kind of open his mind a little bit and be open to different experiences in different ways. And then Xander. Going to be a big problem. Oh, Artemis. Need to work with the goddess Artemis.
That's my patron goddess.
Is it? I forget who yours was.
You forget what?
I forget who it was. So this is about giving your relationship a chance and working on your partner. So this is, y'all have, I hate to be rude about it, but y'all have some let me put this gently. Guys have a lot of chemistry together. Is that the politically correct way to say that? You have a lot of chemistry together.
So it works for me. I know exactly what you mean. And it's very accurate.
Yeah. Work with the goddess Artemis, because see, I love her. She came up too.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's also, they're telling me that, see, children, this relationship is being affected by Xander. Yeah. Get control of that one. But it's also reminding me to tell you that you need to do some inner work about deserving love. So you need to work on some subconscious stuff that's been going on for you, and about worthiness around love, relationships around love, being loved, feeling loved, and receiving love is big for you.
Yeah. So those are things I need to work on being more secure with.
Yeah. Yeah. But it looks good.
Well, good.
Yeah. Just gotta get Xander under control.
Hide Xander in the closet, and we'll be good.
Yeah. Give him some, what is it? What they used to give kids? Benadryl or something?
Yeah.
I didn't say that out loud. I should not say that out loud. I don't have kids, so I don't know. That's what I heard.
Well, you haven't been around Xander since he was about 7 or 8?
Since he was little.
I'm muted. So what'd you think about that, Melissa?
It was very right on. She hit things that were right on, and things that I've been very concerned about with my son. she hit him right on as far as like him being more traditional, me being more open.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't put much credibility in Madam Z. She because she don't have a hat.
I really do. Once you put me off camera, I'll go get a hat.
I mean, she's got to be the oddball, right?
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
entire life right there. That's why I got kicked out of Catholic school.
Thank you for doing that for Melissa.
Yes, thank you.
Always.
And
My pleasure.
now I believe that 10-gallon hat Kevin is going to tell us some kind of stories about those two creepy dolls he's got.
Did you want them read, or do you want me to share the story?
Either whatever you want to do.
I'm excited.
What do you want to do?
You have to tell me where you found those dolls at.
I hate to say this, but I have to go to bed. I have to be up at 5:30.
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? You know what? Do you see how she is? She came on just to get a free reading. And that's what
See how they treat me, Kelsey? They treat me so bad. They just
no wonder that guy left you. Jeez. You married him, got what you wanted, and left.
Okay, fine. I'm here.
She got all the free popcorn. She was tired of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, feel free to join us again, Melissa, anytime. And
Okay.
you
Yeah,
can
I love to.
you can even join us when Madam Z's not here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I know she's the better looking, but you know, I'm not that ugly. Jeez, come on.
No, you're not. You're not at all. And I look forward to seeing more of your dolls. And I really want to look into your books too.
Oh, thank you.
Do more than look into them, Melissa. Buy a few of them.
Yeah.
I will.
And
my business bones and
you notice she didn't say a word about my books.
Well, you books are about relationships with ghosts and stuff.
Well, yeah, you go.
Yeah,
ghost
I'm trying to have the real deal, not a ghost.
But hey, I've got a story in there about a woman that had a sex with Bigfoot, and she insists that the feet's not the only thing that's big.
That's good. That's true then.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be back again next Saturday. I mean, next Tuesday.
All right.
This will be archived on Abnormal Alabama. So if you want to go back and listen to what he says about the dolls, you can just go back and play it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Have you subscribed to their YouTube channel?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I have.
Okay, go to Abnormal Alabama on YouTube.
Okay.
And hit the subscribe button.
Okay.
And then click on that little bell.
Okay.
And then go through all hundreds of videos and hit the like and share buttons.
All right. Sounds fair enough.
and make sure you go to 10-Gallon Hats YouTube channel, My Haunted Dolls.
Yeah, My Haunted Dolls, Kevin Kane. Put that out there because there's somebody else with the same name.
And do that. Thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me again.
And Melissa, your hat is so much better than Madam Z.
Whatever.
That's okay. You don't want to see me without it right now. I'm sure this hair is everywhere.
Oh well. Okay, now we're gonna let Kevin get into his story. Now, what did you give us the option, Kevin?
Yeah, so we could let Madam Z do a reading on them, and then I can share the story, or I can, if it helps better, to share the story first.
Well, Madam Z, would you like to do a reading on these two gorgeous dolls?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like
to careful?
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I want to hear the story first.
Well, that takes away from your reading.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm drawn to the one with the dark hair
Oh,
though.
I'm going to back out and let you guys fight it out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll read. It don't matter.
All right.
I'm drawn to the one with the dark hair though. Let's see what comes up. Where are my other ones? They have names?
Yeah, they do.
Give me the one with the dark haired name.
Dark haired one is Anne.
Anne. And what do you want to know about Anne?
I want to make sure they're doing okay where they are right now.
Okay. So let's see. Why do I feel like she was in like a Victorian house, something Victorian age or something like that? And so we have the Magician, the Four of Cups, and the Justice. The thing that I'm drawn to the most with her is the Justice card. So something happened in her life where it was some kind of legal thing or some kind of vindication with her. Something that come up with that? Let's pull some
I
more.
don't know. I know she, at least the story I've been told from where she came from is that both Anne and Alice were experienced illness. I know definitely Anne did.
Experienced what?
Illness.
Yeah. They're not sisters though, right?
I've been told they are.
Because I'm not getting sisters.
Oh.
Like blood sisters.
Oh, you might be getting a different story.
They're okay. They weren't sisters, but they were bonded pair. Does that
Okay.
make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, especially with the lovers card, they were like together all the time, like BFFs and past lives together.
Okay.
So they may have thought that they were sisters because they were so close, but they were like a bonded pair. So that's why I don't get sisters with that.
Okay.
I feel that they had a lot of poverty. They went through a lifetime. The dog is going crazy. They went through a period of being out in the cold, almost like they were rich and then something. Okay. They were rich at one time, wealthy at one time, and then they lost everything, or their family lost everything, or something happened, especially with the Justice card. They lost everything, and then that threw them into poverty, which threw them into destitution. But I mean, that family was very prominent, and something happened in the family where the family was worried about money, how they're going to come up with this kind of thing, really financially worried about money. And then something happened with the justice, with the legal system, a court system. They lost everything. They're like on the streets. I'm trying to figure out what my dog is doing. And so they were out in the cold, literally out in the cold, and no one would help them. They were asking for help, and no one would help the family. It's like some kind of scandal, and they were ostracized or something. That's interesting. Were they cousins?
I've always been told that, or at least I was told by the lady I got them from, that they're sisters.
They were bonded.
And,
I don't see sisters, but bonded.
I mean, it could be that they're cousins, and that would still make sense.
I'm getting a lot of death around them.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot of death around them.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not getting I feel like the mother was out there with their children looking for help, looking for, and they looked actually for, like, the community looked for church to help them because they were like poor when they lost everything. We're getting with a lot of aces all of a sudden. Yeah, their family was rich at one time and they lost it all.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let's see what else comes up.
And you mentioned Victoria, and I know what happened was a very long time ago. It would have.
Yeah. So I'm getting Victorian. But I'm getting, especially with the justice card and the court case and the Seven of Swords, somebody stole from them. And that's how they lost some of their money too. It was like thievery.
Hmm.
So they had some sneaky, yeah, they died. They died young. Because that's why I was getting a lot of pages. They died younger. Yeah, and then here's the death card. So
Oh.
yeah. That's why I was getting a lot of pages. Because
Okay.
we got the Knight of Pentacles. And here's the thing, they were a very strong family at one time, and then when they lost everything, they moved the father like left them. And it was just the mother and the children. The mother was the caregiver of both of those girls. So it's almost like she was by herself the entire time.
Okay.
Raising the children, because we get the Ace of Cups, which is about caregiving also. And I don't see a male around them. And their death happened at night. They passed at night.
Oh.
Yeah. They passed at night. Yeah, their whole world crumbled down around them. A lot of dishonesty around that family. A lot of scandal around that family. And I'm getting a lot of swords. They weren't, I don't know how to say this, but they weren't like stabbed or killed, were they?
No.
Because that's why I'm like, why am I getting all these swords? But I'm getting a lot of swords, but I'm not getting the feeling that they were killed. I'm feeling that a lot of it came from illness because of the cold. And they didn't have medicine. They were destitute. They were almost like kicked out of their home, put on the street. And that's where they passed. I want to see where they passed, though.
Yeah, because I see that stuff, that part of the history for them, I don't even know. I was told they were young and
Yeah, they were young.
Involved, and in fact, according to the original story that I was told, Anne was actually mute, and Alice was the stronger one, took care of her, kind of like a big sister role.
Yeah.
And that's all I was given. The main story I have is what happened after they passed with the dolls and while the dolls are painted up, and that was just so they went through a lot in life and death.
Yeah. Now, one of them, I feel the dark-haired one. Why am I getting this? I feel the dark-haired one went first.
Yeah, and that's how it was told to me. She went first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I feel they went first. But I don't see any like murder or like that, even though it was a lot of swords. It was more like trying to figure out how they could get out of the situation. But I'm getting Victorian age. And I'm getting the mother was the sole caregiver of these two girls.
Mhm.
I don't feel like they were sisters though, but they were bonded.
They were probably, cousins, some kind of family. That happened a lot back then, especially. Probably does now, but yeah, back then.
Let me pull what a final thought is on them.
Okay.
Because they're still together.
Oh, that's good. I figured they're gonna be. Yeah, they stay together.
Yeah, they're still together. And don't ever separate them.
No, I never. Yeah, I was told that, and I said, I was told if you put those dolls apart, they will wind up back together somehow.
Yeah. And it's almost like if you don't put them together, then they're going to wreak havoc.
Yeah.
Trying to get back together.
Oh yeah.
So let's see.
You're hitting it on the head with that.
They fight a lot. Oh my God.
Oh no, they fight too.
Yeah, they fight.
Now, girls.
Yeah.
This is the longest I've held them, and normally they're very strong. And normally, when I hold them, if they get to where they don't want to be held anymore, I start getting very nauseous, and I have to put them down.
Yeah.
This is the longest I've held them without, them saying, "Ah, put me down."
Yeah. Yeah, they like to fight.
Oh no.
Not in a bad way, but just not like harming each other. But you know how two girls fight.
Like a sibling, almost like a sibling.
Yeah. One's always picking on the other one, though, and one's always trying to defend. There's one that is more dominant than the other one. She needs to cut that out. One is more sensitive than the other one. One's very sensitive. And that's why the other one gets their feelings so hurt, because the other one's not so sensitive.
Yeah, just from Spirit Box, it sounds like Alice is the stronger one, the blonde one here.
Yeah. She picks on the other one a lot. So she needs to cut it out.
She plays the big sisterly role, but that can also come with picking on like a big sister might do with a little sister.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they see you as their father.
Oh, wow. Good.
They're just called the emperor. So they see you as taking care of them. As it's almost like now we're in a stable home environment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they see you as taking care of them. They see you as their protector. They remind you of their father before all this crap happened, because they didn't know. They were too little to understand what actually happened. But that's why we got the swords, because the sword's about swiftness. So this whole turn of events happened really fast, and he was just gone. One day he was just gone and left the family. So they didn't know what happened. So they still have that positive image of their father before he left. Yeah. They see you as their father.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good reading. So I'm glad you got them.
Me too. They've been around the world before they were in Europe, got shipped to Australia.
Yeah.
Until they finally made it here to the States, to my house.
Yeah.
And I didn't even ask for them. The lady that had them, she's a demonologist in Australia, surprised me when I come home to a box one day and they're in there, and I'm like, "What did you send me?" Because they look kind of scary at first. Yeah. And she goes, "No, don't be afraid." She says, "I really felt like they needed to come to your house."
Yep.
And that ain't cheap to ship from Australia to the U.S. So I mean, she must have really felt strongly about it.
Yeah. So you're their father now. So you've adopted two little girls.
Yeah.
It's interesting what you said about being sisters, but the way it was described, because when I was a child, my uncle, my dad's brother's wife died, and we
Mhm.
took in my cousins for a couple of years. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And
Uh-huh.
you get referred to as brothers and sisters and that sort of thing. You
Right.
create that kind of bond. So,
Yeah.
like you said, back then it was very common for you know cousins or whatever to live, and everybody would treat them like their brother or sister or whatever.
Hmm.
So interesting. Did you learn anything there, Kevin?
Yeah, and I can tell you the scary thing that happened with these dolls in particular.
Oh, wait a minute. You said scary?
Yeah. um,
You know,
I thought I had a little plaque I could.
okay, but slow down, Kevin.
Uh-huh.
It's dark outside.
Uh-huh. It is dark outside.
Yeah, it's dark outside. So I want to be able to sleep tonight.
Oh, it's not going to be that kind of.
Oh, darn! I wanted to be scary.
Well, I mean, well, it could be. So this happened.
He will embellish the story.
No. This is what was given to me from the demonologist and what came from. Actually, before the demonologist, when they were in England, they were owned by the lady that owns that doll, Peggy. That's supposed to be a really scary doll. It was on Zach Bagan's show.
Okay.
The
Does
one
he
that
have it in his museum now?
crazy, and so she actually owned these dolls before they went to the demonologist. But yeah, and Shropshire, England, is where they
Mhm.
came from. They belonged to an old woman back in around the 1980s. From what I understand, Ann and Alice's spirits were already attached to the dolls, but this lady didn't know it at first, and she practiced black arts.
Mhm.
She was a very mean old lady. Her neighbors were scared of her. They would stay away from her house. They would see lights and hear strange noises coming from the house. And one night, they heard screaming from the house. They said it sounded like her screaming. But there, and some lights were flashing through the windows, but the neighbors were too afraid to go look. So when daylight came, a couple of the men went over, and they found her body in the house inside of what I guess you would call her ritual room. She had symbols all over the floor. There were cats all over the place,
Mhm.
uh, and these two dolls were there and all painted up. And they determined later that the old woman died of fright. Something apparently scared her to death. So it's believed maybe she conjured up something she shouldn't have, and it got very angry with her. And but they say she tried to use these two dolls as revenge dolls. In fact, on the back of the dolls, if you open their dresses up, there are these weird names and symbols etched on the backside. They said
Mhm.
these are the names of her alleged victims that she was trying to curse. She was trying to use these as revenge dolls.
You're saying those symbols are still there?
Yes, the names and the symbols. In fact, if they don't mind, I'll show one of them.
Oh no! Now we're gonna get X-rated.
Just cover her,
I
buddy.
don't know if you can see that. They're
What
really weird.
What does that say?
I can't even tell. It's like a weird language. It says the crypt something. I can't even tell. I don't know. I probably don't want to know after what happened to this old woman. I don't want to know.
You know
Show
what
me-
you just
show me
you
the
know what you
symbols
just
again.
did.
Huh?
Show me the symbols again. 'Cause I couldn't
This
see
one
it.
has words on it. The crypt and something else. That DJ Most or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
you just called up a demon. That was a summon a demon.
Oh,
You're gonna have some weird things happen tonight.
just don't light the candle. You'll be fine.
and this one has.
Oh, they both have it on there.
This one has. I don't know what that word is, and a star.
I can't see it.
Really weird.
That's
I
not a
know
star. That's a pentagram.
it could be.
I can't see it.
It's really weird.
So did they tell you about that, or you just normally?
Yeah,
stick
the
your
lady
nose?
who owned Peggy is the one that first shared the story.
Yeah.
What happened was Anne and Alice were already attached to these dolls, so they refused to do that old and allegedly cursed them to where they're stuck with the dolls. I don't believe they're stuck with them. I think they choose to be where they are, but that's why they're painted like they are. She was trying to use them as revenge dolls. They didn't look like this before, of course.
So they've got a very unsettling past.
Yeah, and but everywhere they've gone, I know when I first got them, I had people from Australia messaging me that apparently knew about these dolls. One guy offered me $200 each. He really wanted them, but she told me, the demonologist said they're very sweet. They're not evil, but they are very strong, and they'll let their presence be known through electricity. And I'm telling you, I've had times when the power has gone out in half the house, especially when I have a large group of people here. The power will go on and off in half the house.
So
Then it'll start in the other half of the house, and then the TV will go on the fritz.
how long have you had them?
I've had them since 2015, I want to say.
Had them a while. So they were in your other house with you as well.
Yeah, the other house here, they haven't really done. Well, I don't know. Tonight I've had static come through on my end. I don't know if y'all have heard static during the broadcast, but I've had static coming through my end every once in a while, especially.
Okay. So, but according to Madam Z, they look at you as a father figure.
Yeah, and they were chatty through the spirit box. You could even hear their their British accent when I had the spirit box on, and it was Alice. According to Ann, it was Alice talking when I did it, but my cat ran through, and they were sitting on a shelf, and there was hiding there, and the cat tried to jump up there, and she knocked some things over, and you hear a little British voice on the spirit box. Look what you did, you cat. And
Okay. Now I got to tell you, you got to practice your English accent.
oh,
Maybe that's why I was getting all the swords and like the stabbing in the back.
yeah, I was wondering when you said that. Are they talking about that witch and how evil she was, or
Maybe
are they
that's
talking in their life before they died, or?
So, Madam Z, would you say that they're kind of like poltergeists? They're kind of just like that. They're not evil or anything, but you know.
Mm-mm.
I think
They-
You think what?
They're kind of like if you don't give them attention, they'll mess around with you like in a playful way
yeah.
thing. But like how kids do when you're not paying attention to them, that kind of thing. They're still young, but they pick on each other more than anything else.
So how old were they when they passed?
What they say, I have an age here. They said that Anne was only 4 years old and Alice was 10.
But they lived together, regardless of whether they were biological sisters or not.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then it said that Anne was mute. I don't know. Maybe the lady got that because there was an X drawn on the mouth. I don't know. But
How old are the dolls? They look very new.
they're not. I mean, they were around in the 1980s, so they could have been in those 70s.
So they're not ancient, yeah.
Maybe vintage. I can kind of tell they were. The bodies are kind of stained, so they're probably 80s, probably 40 years old in those.
Do they look like they're both from the same manufacturer?
No. Well, I don't know. They might be. I mean, being painted up, it's hard to tell.
So what's written on their backs was written like with a magic marker, a Sharpie?
Yeah, it looks like some kind of marker was used.
So that wasn't there when they came from the factory.
No, according to the story, the old lady wrote that on there.
Well, you ought to take a very good picture of those markings and put it out and see if anybody can decipher it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good.
Send it to Zach Zagan.
Just say it's a demon.
Well, he might come to your house and do one of his episodes, you know.
Oh,
I was watching him today.
I have met him before the convention. He was pretty fun, pretty cool guy.
Show him the video of where the two dolls came alive during our show.
Oh Lord.
So you've done a lot of spirit box work with them, and you've gotten they've been pretty active for you.
Yeah, they like to play with the K2 meter.
And what is their names again?
Alice and Anne.
Both of them are A names.
Yeah.
Madam Z,
Yes.
you did not take the opportunity, because I haven't given you the opportunity to kind of promote yourself and what you do and all the services you offer, because you've got kind of a menu of services.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I'm working on now, though, is the witching gathering event, virtual event that's coming up.
Oh, I will stop you because I didn't tell
Oh,
Big Hat.
okay, I wasn't going to say anything.
Kevin, you look better with the hat on.
I don't think he belongs in
Kevin,
Texas.
Madam Z made us an offer for a 3-day virtual thing. Tell him what you offered to us.
Well, it's going to be a 3-day virtual witchy gathering, and we're going to have workshops. We're going to have paranormal stuff. We're going to have like voodoo, spell working, orishas, spirit communication, paranormal stuff. So we're going to have all kinds of interesting coming up.
So can we have wishing machines and books?
Yeah, because what will happen is if you do the workshop, you can bend or you can do both. You get your own room, so anybody can come in there and hang out, and you can promote and sell and chat. It's kind of like this. You get your own private vendor room, speaker room too.
So what do you think about that? You want to participate in that, Kevin, and sell our books and talk to people?
Now, when is this happening?
November 6th through the 8th.
Okay, so this is not an online thing. It's actually we're being at an event center.
No, it's online.
Yeah, it's online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
So before then, you need to have some of your books laid out so you can offer them and autograph them and mail them out.
Yeah.
And people can pay with Venmo or whatever, Venmo, which I like because they don't charge you anything.
That's right.
And I can promote my book and the wishing box. We can share a room, or we can have separate rooms, or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
But you need to have, the biggest thing you'll have to do is have everything set up where you're going to be, so that you can show stuff and talk about it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did you want to do a workshop too, or just bend?
Well, so the workshop, I could do a workshop on the wishing machine, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Well, I need a paranormal person, like a
Well,
paranormal.
I'm not normal. What about Kevin and I teaming up and doing a paranormal thing? And we could talk about the haunted dolls, and we could talk about, he and I both, Kevin a lot more than I, but he's had a lot of experience in ghost hunting.
Yeah.
And we can talk about, I've got a background in minor exorcisms and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have I have a demonologist who's supposed to be coming on there. We're having a graveyard tour, seances, haunted history.
Oh, I want to do my live seance. You didn't participate in my seance when I did it virtually.
No, I didn't. I didn't have enough time. I already have a seance person, but I need someone for a paranormal.
Okay. Well, we can do the paranormal. Can't we, Kevin?
Yeah, I guess we can.
Yeah. And we can talk about, well, is Bigfoot paranormal?
Nah.
She was
Nah, I mean he is, but not for.
No. She wants to talk to dead people.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's about dead people. Paranormal investigation and ghost communication, spirit communication.
What about UFOs?
You can talk about all of it, really. I mean, it's talk about paranormal investigation kind of thing.
We'll keep it good and spooky.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people want to get into ghost hunting, and a lot of people don't know where to start. And you experience.
Yeah, I've talked about that before.
We can have all our meters and everything set out here. And I can also talk about in all honesty, you don't have to have this stuff. If you can't afford it, you don't have to, because what you have right here can do the job.
Yeah.
So Kevin, I think, has had some experiences where he didn't have a recorder or anything, and some very phenomenal things have happened. Like
Yeah,
even with his dogs.
I started out with just a recorder, just a voice recorder and a digital camera,
Mhm.
and I've gotten some other tools along the way. But yeah, I've done a talk before to convention about getting started, and people see on TV, they see Zach and they see Ghost Hunters. What's it called now? Ghost Nation. They used to be on Sci-Fi, but they're on Travel now. But they use all this fancy equipment,
I know.
and it can cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's nice to have, but you don't have to have. You can just do
Well,
basic.
yeah.
I call it poor man's ghost hunting.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got a little device I connect to my cell phone that does the thermal imaging and records it with audio. And it's very affordable compared to those big $1,000, whatever things.
Yeah.
So there's a way that you can do all this without spending much of any money. What about the new spirit box you just bought?
Yeah, the S box right
And
here.
it's better than the one that most people use. This is
Yeah,
an
you can
awesome one, and it's less
Get it on.
expensive.
You can go to Ghost Stop, I think it was, or Ghost
Mhm.
Shop is
Yeah.
where I got it, and
Look at this thing.
it's cheaper than what they had on Amazon. And
It's more
Yeah,
impressive than
40.
those others.
I spent $49 something and got.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that
Yeah.
short?
I think they had a sale or something going on that or something.
Yeah, I had the video earlier with Patty that I showed at the beginning of the show had this, and it not only does it sweep AM and FM, but it also records. So you can do EVP. You can record while you're doing
I
it.
don't
You
know
just have to have a memory
Yeah,
card.
let me be right back. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, guys.
Okay.
She's gonna go get her hat.
Okay.
She froze.
And then my dog got before she has
So-
an accident.
Well, Catherine's been awful quiet there.
She's just staring at you.
Well, that would be fun, I think. to do
Yeah.
I
that.
want a new spirit box.
Send us the link on that where you bought that,
Okay.
because that's a lot better than that other one.
Does it come in different colors? Does it come in
I-
different colors?
I think it did. I don't remember. I think it wasn't a lot of colors. I think there were a couple of colors.
Wonder if I can get it in pink.
I don't know.
So,
But I think they had red and black, but I can't swear it.
I do have an abnormal Alabama t-shirt on.
No.
what kind hiking
My-
life?
Hiking life.
Hiking
I had a nosebleed on the way to Dad's this morning. Tried to borrow a shirt. And
So,
what does he give me? An
I
abnormal
want
Alabama
to
t-shirt to wear.
do this real quick. This lady was with us, and they were having storms over in Atlanta, so she lost her connection. But I just wanted to put her out there real quick again because she didn't want to leave early, but we did not boot her out, but it just kind of happened. She is the author of this book right here, and you can go to her website and get her book at that website, www.atalantamoonfire.com. Her name is Lisa Luna, and she is, which I was familiar with the bone throwing. I just didn't know that people still did it. It's an ancient art.
She's gonna be in the teaching a workshop in the Witchy Gathering.
So you're going to be sharing our link. Are you with us on the Facebook page, Abnormal Alabama? Okay, make sure you post a link over there.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll help promote that. All right.
Yeah, Lisa's gonna be teaching a class, and she's gonna be doing all that stuff too.
Yeah. And Kevin and I look forward to it. Kevin's got a lot of experience speaking at conventions on these subjects. So we'll put together something good to talk about some experiences, and then talking about, he and I both have ideas of how to get into it. You don't have to spend a lot of money or anything like that.
And,
But we've got a lot of things we'll share.
I mean, you can buy cheap things. I mean,
He's going to give you a presentation right now.
I just want to show off. This is nothing but a cat toy, but I've taken this on investigations. It lights up when you touch it. When it's just sitting there, it doesn't light up. If you touch it, it'll light up, and that's for cats to play with. But we would sit these out, especially if there was a place where there might be a child spirit, and we'd ask them if you're here, touch it or move it. And we've gotten activity. We've had them light up. We've had them move. I mean, you can get these. You can get a pack of 3 or 4 of these for $5 on Amazon.
So, do you set those like in the middle of a floor
Yeah, you set them on the floor, on the table, but sit still because you don't want to jostle anything, make it go off.
So it's like a motion detector. It senses.
Yeah. Well, you have to touch it. If you walk by it, it's not good. If you touch it and make it, move, it's going to go off.
And believe it or not, there's a lot of little devices that you can get at Harbor Freight for detecting things. And I make sure on my end, and I'm sure Kevin will too, that we put together a presentation. He and I will work together on this and show people that, for $20 you can do a whole lot.
And what are the dates again?
November 6th through the 8th.
And make sure you share that information on Abnormal Alabama, so we let we get new people joining that site every day.
Yeah, because we're gonna have presenters. It's my event, but I'm like working in the background trying to get everybody together. But we're gonna have presenters from all over.
Okay.
Originally it was in New Orleans, but now because of COVID, we can't do it. So now it's virtually. So now we can bring people from all over to present.
Yeah. So she's going to have that set up, and we'll have our own room and whatnot. Just talk about our books and haunted dolls and all that stuff. And then we'll do a presentation on getting into ghost hunting or improving your ghost hunting skills.
Correct.
Whatever. The thing I like to talk about that's a little bit different than some, because I like to tell people you don't have to go out in the middle of the night. Ghosts don't care if it's dark or not. That's Hollywood stuff. It sets the atmosphere for it. There is a practical reason for going out in the middle of the night. One of the practical reasons is there's less ambient noise at night.
Yeah.
So there are practical reasons, but I've seen full body in the daytime, broad daylight.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one right there.
My photographs are usually taken in the daytime.
He's just
My problem.
The hat's better than his.
My problem when I go ghost hunting in the daytime is they see this and they get scared.
I know I bought this little bitty, because I'm in the same school as thought of you. That you have to buy all these expensive equipment, right? But I bought this little bitty traveling Simon Says.
Yeah.
And I haven't used it yet, but I'm interested to see what results I get from using that. I'm kind of thinking.
Now, what is that?
I'll go get it. Hold on.
That round Simon thing.
Is that an old toy type?
Yeah,
It's a toy that we had in the 80s.
I started to say that's not new. That's been around. You got to get on eBay to find that now, I guess.
They might have the smaller ones. I remember they had smaller travel ones that she was talking about.
I remember, of course, I grew up in the era of.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I remember that now. Where did you find that?
Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah,
That's
But I
pretty
don't
cheap.
know if it'll work.
That's pretty cheap too, isn't it?
$10, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's got $100 bill, they can put together a heck of a bunch of stuff, Think about it.
I like that cat toy thing.
I love the cat toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's other devices that I've purchased I like Harbor Freight, but they've got some nifty little detection devices there that can come in handy. And they're set up in a way that you can kind of put them throughout a house or a building, and so they're not very expensive at all. But So how are you using Simon Says? What do you think that's going to do, or what
I'm
would you?
trying to figure out how to do it because you can like turn it on,
Yeah.
and then you can. I guess if they decide if they want to push it, you can tell them like light up a button and see if they'll
Okay,
do it.
like they do with a flashlight or whatever.
Yeah.
Correct. But I'm thinking might be too hard for them to push.
Well, there's one way to find out. There's one
Yeah,
way.
I haven't tried it yet,
To
and I need to because it turns off automatically if it's not in use.
ah,
So I don't know if how I can fix that. I don't even know if I can fix that.
excuse me.
So
Well, it's worth a shot, right?
yeah, I'm anxious to get back out there ghost hunting because we've done a couple ones that we've gone to, but a lot of it's still on lockdown here because we're in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rampant here still, so a lot of stuff's not open yet.
Have you ever played with dowsing rods?
Yes, I love dowsing rods.
So there is. Oh, by the way, I know how I can use dowsing rods to work with the wishing machine. Now you've got to understand, you can use the wishing machine to enhance your possibility of getting having a connection with a ghost. Let me share something real quick while we got. Oh, it's already 9 o'clock. Yeah. So anyway, bottom line is you can take it with you on an investigation. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to use the Tesla coil if you don't want to. You'll get. I'm the only one that does that. But I know people that have used this wishing machine, and it's enhanced every time they use it. Like one guy does this out in Las Vegas, takes people out to look for UFOs. And every time he uses the wishing machine, they see a UFO.
Mm-hmm.
So the intention is, I want to interact with a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And you put that intention there, and it every time they've used it. One time they went to Dracula's castle out at Transylvania, and they had even rocks thrown at them, and I mean all kind of weird things happen. But it enhances that ability. So if you're looking, you really want to have this experience, you can use this wishing machine to get that experience. It's going to bring it to you if that's your intention. So you're not limited. Does that make sense? Yeah.
How much do you charge for those wishing machines?
It's,
I mean, you don't have to say if you don't want to.
no, I mean, you can get on Etsy or eBay. What I forgot. The starting bid on eBay is $145.
That's not bad at all, then.
No, but to buy it now, price is $189.
It's still not bad.
And then on Etsy with shipping, I sold one for $208.50.
It's not bad.
So that's on that particular model right there. Now I'm building one that's even beefed up more that'll blow your mind, and it's going to be in the $300-400 range.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a major machine.
It's just like adding electricity to your spell work.
Yeah, it's like I said. If you believe in prayers or casting spells or anything like that, this just enhances all that because it's helping to send this out to the universe. Or if you're a religious person, it sends it out to your God, whatever. It's all about energy, and we all define that energy in different ways. In our culture, Christians will call the energy God, the creator of all things, the light of the world. That's the way Jesus is described as the light of the world. And and then you would talk to somebody else, and they'll call, like the indigenous people would say, the Great White. So those are just labels, and I think we're all speaking of the same thing. We just culturally are trained to view it and label it differently.
Yeah.
So I've got no problem. I mean, even whatever you call it, it's fine.
Yeah.
If it works.
Universe, God, goddess, source.
Some people use sage, other people use holy water. I carry both. In my vehicles, I have sage and holy water.
I even though I'm not Catholic anymore, I still go to the church and I still buy holy water.
Well, you don't have to buy
I
it.
put salt in it though.
No, don't you?
I still use it.
Don't you know how we make holy water?
Yeah, you just pray over it.
No, we boil the hell out of it.
Yeah.
It works. Add a little salt.
Yep.
But yeah, you can go to a Catholic church and take a little bottle and get it out of their
Mhm.
bird bath.
Yeah. Mhm.
But either way, either that or you can go to a Christian bookstore and pay $10 for a little bottle.
So what did you think about them finding the lady alive?
Finding
Huh?
what? What?
Who?
What did you think about them finding the lady alive at the funeral home?
Oh, did you see that article, Madam Z?
Oh, what happened?
I posted it on Abnormal Alabama. I forget where it was, but a lady, I guess, had a heart attack. They called the paramedics. Paramedics came out and declared her dead. She wasn't breathing, had no vital signs. So they declared her dead. They got a hold of the, anyway, and turned the body over to the family, and the family sent her to a funeral home. And she got to the funeral home, and they were getting ready to do the embalming, and they said she's breathing. So she wasn't dead. So how would you like to wake up on a embalming table in a funeral home?
No.
Yeah,
I don't like
He
it.
was like 20 years old, had cerebral palsy, and was on.
Mhm.
but that's happened a whole lot. Used to, if you remember back before modern times, they would bury people and either put a bell
Mhm.
or a tube or something.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I don't know if you know this or not, but nowadays they bury them with their cell phones. They do.
Really?
Yes. I probably told you
You
before.
couldn't get service.
You can't
I
get service?
had the opportunity because I had a wedding in Nashville 2 weekends, or maybe it was last weekend, and I used to work at a funeral home up there, Marshall Dominic Homes, and that funeral home is well over 100 years old. So I thought I hadn't been there in a long time, so I went there, and nice old man that was working there, and it was, Dignity's bought out all the funeral homes. When I worked there, it was privately owned. Now Dignity has it. They don't even do their own embalming anymore. They send the bodies out somewhere else and basically just show. The only bodies that they deal with fresh are the Jewish bodies, because they don't embalm the Jewish bodies. The Jewish bodies get put in a shroud.
Mhm.
So they keep those on a refrigerator.
Mhm.
But anyway, I get into talking about that stuff. But I never had any paranormal experiences in that old funeral home. I spent a lot of nights there with dead bodies.
Yeah.
And my friends, I was a lot younger then, and your peers would pick on you and say, "What do you do if one of the bodies moves?" I say, "I'll check see if they're alive."
Mhm.
What else are you gonna do?
I
So
know they
anyway,
have shrouding and natural burial is a big thing here. Green
yes,
burial.
they have a place in North Alabama that just started that, and
Yeah.
one of my favorite YouTubers is Caitlin, who does Ask a Mortician.
Yes, I love her.
Yes. So
Mhm.
I watch all her stuff. She a lot of good history stuff and whatnot, So
I wonder if we could get her on the show.
she is really
On the witch.
yeah, I need to reach out to her. She is really into natural burials and whatnot. And even though she's in the funeral business, she's very much, and I agree, because I buried all my family, and when I dealt with even cremation, they rape you.
Oh
They
yeah.
really rape you and take advantage of you, and it's like all that is totally unnecessary. Our culture, as far as what we do with the corpse, is just we sanitize death,
Correct.
and that's why a lot of people never truly recover from the grieving process, is
Mhm.
because somebody dies, the next time they see the body, it looks like they're sleeping.
Yeah.
They've never touched the body. Now viewing takes place, and you got 2 hours to do a viewing.
Mhm.
And it's just not a humane way to deal with it. We sanitize it. When I was a kid, my father was a pastor. They would always bring the body would go to a funeral home. They would embalm it and they'd bring it home, and the body would be in the living room until time for the funeral.
Yes.
And we would sit around the living rooms. And back then, nobody had central air, so you were swatting flies and whatnot, you know. But you'd sit around and you would connect. You would be talking and sharing stories, and you didn't have people looking over you, telling you got to leave, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So you got to really deal with it. And nowadays, we just sanitize it too much. I think the family, and it's not for everybody, but I think the family could deal a lot better if they actually washed the body and dealt with it more personal, so they could accept it and realize what's going on. That's just my personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, boy, we've gone 10 minutes overtime.
I know they have well, they have this new thing. I don't even know if it's new, but it's upcoming thing. It's called aquamation.
Yes,
and
I'm
I
familiar.
had my dog done in aquamation, and now they're moving toward doing people. I find that very interesting instead of the whole embalming and burning.
Well, the embalming came from the Egyptians. Let's get real. We started it in our country during the Civil War because they get killed out in Gettysburg, and they needed to do something to preserve the body till they got it home in Alabama, you know. And so that's why bombing started in our country.
But the Egyptian bombing was still ritual. You still had shrouds, and you still had to, you know, it was very sacred still.
They would even embalm their pets and slaves with them. I mean, you know, it was very real thing.
Yeah.
We sanitize everything.
They stuff them with herbs and flowers and resins and
Yep.
Yeah, it was very sacred.
Yep. So there was more personal involvement, but we now have a funeral industry, and they've taken, you know, they've taken over all that part, and that's why a lot of people, I think, never are able to deal with the loss of a loved one. You know, I don't think in our Western culture we deal with it. I tell people all day long, do you know the number one cause of death?
Birth.
That's it. That's real. We make it complicated. It's just like marriage. Do you know the number one cause of divorce?
Marriage.
It's marriage. Life is not complicated. We just choose to make it complicated. Life is really not complicated, but we choose to make it complicated. And if we deal with it real, death is just as natural as birth.
Correct.
You know, and it's not something we are excited about, but it's something we have to deal with. And I think we need to be more adult with the way we deal with it. So,
well, shoot me her information. I'll see if she can get on to the virtual event. Maybe she'll do a presentation on it.
Yeah, I mean, I really like her. She's really presents her stuff. She does her homework real well too. So, anyway, guys, it is 12 after. I've got some chicken I'm going to go eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go catch up on dinner too.
My sacrificial chicken. So,
good night, y'all.
Peace.
Night.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Good night.
Yeah.